Good day. Caught myself on that one. How you doing? Good day, Maria. CW, good day. How are you? CJ and Jeannie, Sister Jeannie. Oh, it's still here, but I feel fine. So it's going to be tricky trying to deal with this fluid. But I just want to say that you who come here every morning are on your way to the beatific vision and the ecstatic union. And I was contemplating that this morning, and what you all are going through is each unique to each of you. And I know you offer it all up, and it's very encouraging and heartwarming to know that through your perseverance, we'll be together after this spectacle here on earth. And I look forward to that. Let me get right to it, because there's a very profound beginning. It's going to be short from the 3 stages of the interior life, but it's very, like I said, it's very profound, the meanings, and it hit me anyway. I hope it does you. I have these new little candle things on top. There, and you probably can't see it too well, but they're little glass covers that will protect the candle from the drafts, because with the wood stove right here, it creates quite a bit of air movement, and we'll see how that goes. So I may have to adjust these during Mass to keep them straight as they move down the candle. Because if I don't have the candle followers, which are those brass things, then we get this, which is what happened yesterday. Big gwobs running off the side of the candles. All right, let's get to it. And as many of you know, and probably felt individually, yesterday, the day before, was a tough time. There was a new moon, and Ben wasn't feeling well. I know Maria was struggling, and others were. You're not alone. But know that perseverance and steadfastness will get us through this and get us the heck out of this life and into the ecstatic union. However, we have to try to make the best of this life so that it helps others. Okay, so we're going to begin section 3 of the book, the forms and degrees of the unitive life. Oh, I skipped morning prayers. Trying to get ahead of myself. In nomine Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of God, and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. Most holy and venerable Trinity, one God and 3 divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O God, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum and Deum Matronam Nostrae. O God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany. O God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O God, Our Lady, a Holy Mother of God, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress and my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. Oh my God, I'm heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because I have offended thee, my God, who art good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. The forms and degrees of the unitive life. It is not possible to get a right idea of the unitive life without considering its different forms and degrees. We shall consequently treat here of the perfect apostolic life, the fruit of contemplation, and of the life of reparation. This will prepare us to understand better what the great spiritual writers have said of arid mystical union, ecstatic union, and the transforming union. We shall thus see how to settle the question whether a soul can have the full perfection of divine love without the mystical union, either in aridity or enjoyment. To discuss these subjects so far beyond us, we recall what has been said of young and old professors. Quote, young professors teach more than they know. That is, many things they do not know. Middle-aged professors teach all that they know. Old professors teach what is useful to their hearers. Unquote. It is imperative to follow the example of the last named when one approaches the subject we are going to treat of now. To deal with it in a satisfactory manner, one should have personal experience of this eminent union. We can only repeat briefly what seems to us most essential in the testimony of the saints. We are like a spectator who, still in the valley, gazes from below at the ascent of those who are climbing to the very summit of the mountain. I look back at myself on those professors and I remember myself, the young professors teaching more than they know. So true. And middle-aged teaching all that they know. I hope to one day become an old professor. Chapter 48, Perfect Apostolic Life and Contemplation. It is inadvisable to treat of the intimate union of the purified soul with God without speaking of the fruits which result from this union in perfect apostolic life. This life differs from a purely contemplative life, that of the Carthusian, for example, and from the active life of orders devoted to hospital work, since it unites contemplation and apostolic action, which consists in the teaching of sacred doctrine, preaching, and the direction of souls. This explains why in the church orders dedicated to the apostolic life, like those of St. Dominic, St. Francis, and the Carmelites and others, unite monastic observances such as abstinence, fasts, night rising, the profound study of philosophy and theology, integral liturgical prayer, that is the divine office chanted in choir, and lastly, the apostolate by oral or written teaching and preaching. If one of these elements happens to prevail to the detriment of the others, the harmony of this apostolic life is compromised. For example, now the hospital-run orders, they don't do any of the apostolic work there. It's just Rockefeller medicine. Emphasis is placed either on the letter of observances or on a lifeless study or on superficial preaching, which cannot be fruitful. In this, that sounds like Novus Ordo, doesn't it? Superficial preaching, which cannot be fruitful. In this great diversity of functions, it is essential to preserve their balance, their unity, which constitutes the very spirit of this life. Otherwise, it becomes materialistic and superficial. Blessed Henry Suso received a vision on this subject, which showed him that in an order devoted to the apostolic life, those who are almost exclusively attached to external observances are not more advanced than those who give themselves to study without the spiritum of prayer, without generous love for God and souls, because neither group tends to become like Deum Jesum Christum or Deum Matronam Nostrae. Neither lives by him or her, or can give him or her to others. Their eyes are not yet opened, says Blessed Henry Suso. They do not know the meaning of the interior life, nor do they understand the value of the cross, without which the apostle cannot work for the salvation of souls. Okay, I'm going to stop there. But that's some good stuff right there. All right. Let's get to Mass and begin the Holy Sacrifice. Deum vobiscum, in quoque apote. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who liveth and reigneth with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostium, quam ego indinius, famulus tuus, offeri tibi Deum eum vivum et verum, pro numeribus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus, catalocorum vivis aquae defunctis, ut mihi et idis proficiat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem mirabilito condidisiet mirabilis reformaste da nobis, per hus accorrevin mystium eis divinitatis esse consortis qui humanitatis nostrae, fieri dignatis es partecepts Deum Jesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivet et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum da pacantis clementiam, ut in conspecto divini majestatis tuae, pro nostra et totius mundi salute, cum adoris suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam arate Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum in conspecto tu hodie. U placiat tibi Deum matronam nostre et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Beni sanctificator Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et benedicit de blata prosequendo ad accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas contemplationem quam tibi efferimus am amorem passiones, resurrectionis et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostri et Papa Pete Sanctorum et Istorum et omnem Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem et salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere et in intercedis, quorum amorem agimus interis pedinum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, surusum corda. Habemus a Deum, gratias agamus Deum nostrum, linium et justum est. Dei egitor clementissimi Mater Pater, Deum Matronum Nostri, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostre, salutis oramus ac petimus. Ut et Chpter bese benedicas ex sanctam sacrificium ilibata. In primis quae tibi efferimus, pro ecclesiam tuum sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare custodiri ad honore, et regere dignitis toto orbiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Katie, Gage, Neil and Earl Lively, Robert Charles Dasco, Clarette, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara, Benedict, Robert, and James Santa Croce. We pray for Casey and Mark Jr., Mr. Nobody, Ann Bultink, the Cantu and Duarte families, the Lineweber, Dasco, Nye, Tafor, Began, and Wolf families, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family. And we pray for John Cahill and Maria Lineweber. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantis Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. Oh, and we pray for Father Finch and for Father Warren. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion or transgenderism or child trafficking or human trafficking of any kind, anywhere, place, or time, which appears to be occurring with the help of Catholic charities. We pray that that stops. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. And to provide a place for the family to grow in safety and protection. We ask that women come to understand that the raising of traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately. We pray that all interference from electronic means, whether frequencies or waves of energy, we pray that they will be stopped and only harmless ones used for helping people. We ask Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, with this Mass, to destroy the Church of Rome that has lost its authority and is run by Jews and Freemasons. I also ask you to wake up the Catholics that still follow the authority of the Vatican and to restore the lost faith of Vatican II Catholics by coming here and seeing the faith here. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fidis cognita est ad nota devotio pro quibus tibi efferimus. Vero qui tibi efferunt hoc sacrificium laudis proces visque omnibus. Pro redemptione amanum suarum prospe salutis et egulamitatis suae tibique redunt voto sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriose semper Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancte Petri et Sancte Lucia et Sancte Jacinta et Sancte Francisco et Sancte Juan Diego et omnium sanctorum tuorum coram meritis precibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae munum et exilio per innum Christum Deum nostrum. In quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem acceptabilem quae facere dineris in nobis corpum et sanguinem fiat didictissimi Filium Tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam poteretur recepit panem in sancta sacramentibus manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum Suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, frege didique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et mandacate ex hoc omnis. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simile modo postquam ceremonias accipiens et hunc preclarum calicem in sancta sacramentibus manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Consecravit dedique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et bibite ex eo omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum. Equot est cum preficeditis in me mono facietis. Unde et memoris Deum nos servituis et plebs tua sancta iustum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostrae tambe et passionis, nec non et event fedis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriose ascensionis, offerimus preclare maestati tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio axere novutur spicieri dineris. Supplicis te ragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ibi hic per fide per manus tuum ut quod, executaris participationis sacrosanctam Deum Filium Tuum, corpus et sanguinem semsenimus omne benedictione celesti et gratia Dei per amor per innum Christum Deum Nostrae. We pray for those who have died, and we especially pray for Henry Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum crescentibum, locum refugere lucis et pacis, ut ondo gesta proclamar per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, benedicis et prestas nobis. per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso. Est ibi Deum Mater omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea, Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea Matronam Nostrae, Materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quesumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedende beate gloriosa semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in diebus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae tue eduit et peccato, simus semper liberi et boni perturbatione securi. Per innum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum, Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui te convivet et renat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum, sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apotei. Ecce mixtio consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat ecipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apotei. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, quoperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et facme tui semper inharare mandatis, et atinum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodam Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis serenam aeternam. Per Chpter corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere presimo, non mihi proveniat in edissima condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et tutum endamentis corporis, et ad medelam percipiendum qui vivis serenas, cum Deum Matronam Nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiam et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum Matronam Nostrae non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tanto verbis apparat nama mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tanto verbis apparat nama mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tanto verbis apparat nama mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid virtubum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus queritud mihi? Calicem salutaris accipiam et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans vocabo Deum Matronam Nostrae et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod ore subsimus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamis et immunere tempore fiat nobis remedium sempiternam. corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sanze sanguis quam patavi here visceribus me, se presta ut in me non remenia scelera macula quam pura sancta reficera sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, ite mises, Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam, obsequium servitutis mea presa ut sacrificium, cur oculis tui maestatis in unus autoritibus et totalem miquet omnibus, pro quibus irut octolis et miserante perpetuave et Christum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam nostre et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Sanctificas vos omnipotens Deum. I gotta get my pen out and fix that. All right, let's see if I can do this without burning myself, unless, let's see, will that work? I'll be darned. O God, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ, who was, is, and ever shall be, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart, and the immaculate heart of God our Lady, who was, is, and ever shall be, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum, Matronam nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. Okay, professors, all you professors out there, My daughter, are you listening? Are you a young professor? I like the river. All right. Tomorrow I will have Mass, same time. And then right after Mass, we'll be taking off, heading south to Florida. I don't know which way is south, but it's one of those directions. And then when we arrive on Sunday, I hope to get there at an early enough time to get set up, and I will try and get Mass done for Sunday, because I can't miss Mass on Sunday two times in a row. I have to go to confession. And in any case, one was for sickness, so I am excused for that. But I'm glad you're all here. And for those of you who do not chat, I know that if you're intending to continue on in learning as much as you can about the interior life and practicing it, then that road to the mystical union is open for you as well. We're all called to it. However, it takes a big sacrifice to get rid of self. And that's another reason why I learned early on why the church encouraged large families. You have no time for yourself. Okay? You're always having to attend to take care of others. Okay? It is a great means to learn about so many things. And so for the one lady who questioned me because I had children and I'm a priest, horror. It is a Catholic in the Eastern Rite. It is allowed for a priest to have a family. All right, so it just, there's a lot to learn about what we didn't learn years ago. All right, we will see you tomorrow, and please go and sanctify all those who meet, and thank you for all of your help with everything that you're doing with me with regards to the booklet and your donations, your support, your gifts, and everything. Thank you. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.